Welcome to Shakaama Politics, and this is pretty much breaking news. South Korean lawmakers voted overwhelmingly on Friday to impeach President Park Geun-hye over an influence peddling scandal, setting the stage for her to become the country's first elected leader to be expelled from office in disgrace. The impeachment motion was carried by a wider than expected 234 to 56 margin in a secret ballot in Parliament, meaning more than 60 of Park's own conservative Saenuri Party members backed removing her. The votes of at least 200 members of the 300-seat chamber were needed for the motion to pass. The Constitutional Court must now decide whether to uphold the impeachment, a process that could take up to 180 days. Quote, "I solemnly accept the voice of the Parliament and the people, and sincerely hope this confusion is soundly resolved," Park told a cabinet meeting, adding that she would comply with the court's proceeding as well as an investigation by a special prosecutor. Park, whose approval rating stands at just 5%, has resisted demands that she step down immediately. Under the Constitution, Park's duties were assumed by Prime Minister Hwang Kyo-ahn on an interim basis until the court rules. Quote, "I stand here with heavy-hearted sadness," Hwang said in a televised address. "As an aide to the president, I feel deep responsibility about the situation we have come to face." Cheers had erupted outside the chamber of the domed Parliament building when the vote was announced. People held signs saying "Victory for the People" and "New Republic of Korea." Earlier, anti-Park activists scuffled with police as they tried to drive two tractors up to Parliament's main gate. Choi Jung-hoon, a 46-year high school teacher, joined the rally outside Parliament with his wife and daughter, aged 7 and 18 months. "I want my kids to be here, making history at a historic moment and show we people can win," he said. Park, 64, is accused of colluding with a friend and former aide, both of whom have been indicted by prosecutors to pressure big business to donate to two foundations set up to back her policy initiatives. Park, who is serving a single 5-year term that was set in end to February 2018, has denied wrongdoing but apologized for carelessness in her ties with her friend Choi Soon-sil. If Park leaves office early, an election must be held within 60 days. The poll frontrunners are United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and ex-lawmaker Moon Jae-in, the former leader of the main opposition Democratic Party, who lost in 2012 election to Park by 3 percentage points. Quote, "The Secretary General is confident that the people of the Republic of Korea will overcome the present difficulties through unity and resilience, as well as a strong commitment to democratic institutions and principles," Ban spokesman Stephanie Dujarric said in a statement. Ban has not said whether he will seek the presidency when his term finishes at the end of the year. Quote, "The power of candles has made a big change without any arrest or casualty," said third-place presidential hopeful Lee Jae-yong, mayor of the city of Songnam, referring to the candle-lit anti-Park rallies that have drawn huge, peaceful crowds to Central Seoul for the last 6 Saturdays. Another rally is planned for this weekend. Quote, "It has opened up a new era in the history of the Republic of Korea's democracy," Lee, who has said he wants to be the South Korea Bernie Sanders, told Reuters. South Korea's main ally, the United States, said it was watching events closely and praised South Koreans for acting peacefully with calm and responsibility. White House spokesman Emily Horn said the alliance would continue to be a linchpin of regional stability and security. Quote, "We look forward to working with Prime Minister Hwang in his new capacity as acting president," she said. "We expect policy consistency and continuity across a range of fronts, including North Korea, other regional issues, and international economics and trade." Kang Dong-kwon, a professor of Dong-A University in Busan, said the large impeachment vote from Park's own party was probably a result of rising crowds at weekly demonstrations. Quote, "It looks like more from the ruling Sonori party gave their support than many had expected after realizing that the party could collapse if the bill doesn't get approved," Kang said. Hwang, whose post is largely ceremonial, assumes presidential powers at a time of heightened tension with North Korea, and said after the vote that the chances of provocation by Pyongyang were high. Various agencies, including the Finance Ministry, the financial regulators, planned emergency meetings. South Korea's economic outlook is also worsening, in part because of domestic political uncertainty. Investors are likely to be spooked when trading resumes on Monday and remain jittery until the Constitutional Court ruling, analysts said. The won was forecast to lose further ground against the dollar on Monday. The daughter of the military ruler who led the country for 18 years before being assassinated by his disgruntled spy chief in 1979, Park, would lose presidential immunity if she left office early and could be prosecuted for abuse of power and bribery, among other charges. The Constitutional Court will determine whether parliamentary followed due process and whether there were sufficient grounds for impeachment. Arguments for the two sides will be heard in public hearings, which Park is unlikely to attend. The 9-member Constitutional Court is considered conservative in its makeup, but some of its former judges have said the case against Park is strong and likely to be approved. In 2004, parliamentary impeachment, then President Roh Moo-hyun suspended his powers for 63 days while the court reviewed the decision, which it overturned. Unlike now, on that occasion, public opinion was against Roh's impeachment. The prime minister at the time, Go Kun, said in 2013 memoir that he had decided to stay low-key while he held the reins of power. Thank you for watching Shakaama Pollock.